Here we go! Right then, Reds, this is it. The news we've all been bracing ourselves for has finally dropped, and I'm still processing it all. Fabrizio Romano has just confirmed it with his legendary, "Here we go." Luis Díaz is officially heading to Bayern Munich for $75 million package, including add-on, signing a 4-year deal until June 2029. Our Colombian wizard is set to travel to Munich on Monday for his medical and signature. It's done. It's really bloody done. I'm not gonna lie, lads. This one stings more than I expected it would. When Romano drops that "here we go," you know it's finished, sealed, delivered. No more rumors, no more speculation, no more hoping Liverpool might change their stance. Both Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein have reported total agreement between all parties involved, with Bayern set to present Luis Díaz as their official new signing after his medical in the coming days. The saga that's been dragging on for weeks has finally reached its conclusion. Before we dive into what this all means, if you're feeling the same mix of emotions I am right now, that bittersweet combination of understanding but heartbreak, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because this is just the beginning of what promises to be the most dramatic transfer window in recent Liverpool history. And you'll want to be first to know every single development as we navigate this new chapter under Arne Slot. Let me tell you what's doing my absolute head in about this whole situation. The money makes sense. $75 million is serious business, especially when you consider we originally paid Porto $45 million plus add-ons for Lucho back in January 2022. That's a decent profit on a player who's given us some absolutely magical moments. But this isn't just about spreadsheets and profit margins, is it? This is about watching a player who genuinely seemed to understand what Liverpool Football Club represents pack his bags for Bavaria. The timeline of how this all unfolded tells you everything about modern football. Arne Slot confirmed after our pre-season defeat to Milan that Díaz's absence was indeed transfer related, saying, "In Lucho's situation it was, yeah. There are a lot of rumors around it lately and I cannot go into that. He is training really well with us, but we have decided for now not to play him yet." No beating around the bush from the Dutch gaffer. Refreshingly honest in a world where most managers speak in riddles. What's particularly fascinating is how quickly this accelerated once Liverpool's stance shifted. For weeks, the club maintained their not-for-sale position, rejecting Bayern's initial bids and basically telling them to do one. But something changed in recent days. Maybe it was the player's determination to leave. Maybe it was the financial package becoming too attractive to refuse. Or maybe it was simply the reality that keeping an unhappy player rarely works out well for anyone involved. Reports suggest Díaz will earn around $14 million gross per year in Munich. That's serious money that reflects his status as one of Europe's elite wingers. From his perspective, you can't really blame the lad. Bayern Munich represent everything an ambitious footballer dreams about. Guaranteed Bundesliga titles, Champions League football, and the chance to work with world-class players in one of football's most prestigious institutions. The tactical implications for Liverpool are massive. We're talking about losing a player who provided that genuine pace and width down the left flank. Someone who could beat a man one-on-one and create something from nothing. Those early days under Klopp when Díaz would glide past defenders like they were training cones. That thunderbolt against Brighton that had Anfield erupting. The way he tracked back and put in proper defensive shifts. That's not easily replaced. But here's where it gets interesting from Liverpool's perspective. We've already invested heavily this summer. Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, and Hugo Ekitike potentially coming in. That's approaching $300 million worth of investment. Maybe Slot and the hierarchy see a system where Díaz wasn't as crucial as he once was under Klopp. Maybe the $75 million enables us to pursue other targets that better fit the Dutch manager's vision. The speed of this deal is remarkable too. Reports suggest that if everything goes to plan, Díaz could make his Bayern debut as early as this Saturday in a friendly against Olympique Lyon. That's football in 2025 for you. One day you're a Liverpool player, the next you're pulling on a Bayern shirt and preparing for a new life in Germany. The human element in all this is what gets me most emotional. Díaz has been a model professional throughout his time at Anfield. Never caused drama publicly, always celebrated with the fans, understood the culture. For him to push for this move tells you how much Bayern Munich means to him personally and professionally. That's not a decision any player takes lightly, especially at a club like Liverpool, where loyalty still means something. What's particularly guiding is the timing. We're building something special under Slot. The early signs from pre-season have been promising, and here we are losing a key component just as everything was clicking into place. But maybe that's naive thinking. Maybe this is exactly when you cash in on a player, when they're at peak value and you've got quality alternatives ready to step in. Bayern Munich have played this perfectly from their perspective. They identified Díaz as their primary target, stayed patient when Liverpool initially rebuffed their advances, and kept coming back with improved offers until they found the magic number. Vincent Kompany gets a world-class winger who can provide the pace and creativity they've been missing since Leroy Sané departed for Galatasaray. The financial aspect is worth considering too. $75 million including add-ons represents serious money in today's market, especially when you consider Liverpool's recent spending spree. This deal probably funds our next big signing, whether that's Alexander Isak or someone else entirely. From FSG's perspective, this is smart business. Buy low, develop the player, sell high, reinvest in the next generation. What fascinates me about modern football is how quickly narratives can shift. 6 months ago, Díaz was integral to everything we were building. Now he's off to Germany and we're already talking about life after Lucho. But that's the relentless nature of elite football. No one's truly irreplaceable and the show must always go on. The legacy Díaz leaves at Anfield is complicated. On one hand, he's given us some absolutely magical moments. Those solo runs that would get the cop on their feet, crucial goals in big matches, and a work ethic that exemplified everything Klopp wanted from his wingers. On the other hand, he's now the latest in a long line of players who've decided their future lies elsewhere just when we needed them most. For Bayern Munich, this signing makes perfect sense. They get a proven Premier League performer who's still entering his peak years, someone who can immediately slot into their system and provide the creativity they've been lacking. The Bundesliga might be less physically demanding than the Premier League, which could actually help Díaz showcase even more of his technical ability. Looking ahead, this creates opportunities for others. Maybe we see more of the youngsters coming through. Perhaps Slot tweaks his system to be less reliant on traditional wingers. Or maybe this money gets reinvested in a completely different type of player. Sometimes losing a key player forces evolution rather than just replacement. And history suggests Liverpool often come back stronger after these departures. The most Liverpool thing would be for us to use this $75 million to unearth the next superstar winger from some unexpected corner of the world, develop them into a world beater, and watch them light up Anfield for the next 3 years. That's always been our way. Find diamonds in the rough, polish them until they shine, and occasionally watch them move on to pastures new. But right now in this moment, it just feels like we're watching another piece of what made this team special walk out the door. Whether that's progress or regression remains to be seen. You reckon this is the necessary evolution that takes us to the next level? Or are we just watching Bayern Munich cherry pick our best players while we're left to rebuild once again?